Let's move on to stick with Southern Africa, because Namibia, the central bank has its business on the monetary policy side, but the central bank governor is lending his voice to the country's new oil, gas, hydrogen discoveries. The central bank governor outlines why Namibia must avoid the fault lines of what are called resource curse, or the Dutch disease. Let's listen to him.
In early 2022, significant developments regarding oil and gas discoveries were confirmed in Namibia. The discoveries of potentially large crude oil reserves in Namibia have initiated discussions on its potential impact on the Namibian economy and how it could alter the course of development. We all know that between 2021 and 2023, oil and gas discoveries in Namibia have drawn close to 25 billion Namibian dollars, equivalent to close to $2 billion in foreign direct investment. So if you look at an overview of development in the oil and gas industry in the country, Namibia is said to account for about 13% of all offshore rigs operating on the African continent, of total energy committing 50% of its global exploration budget for 2023 to spend 5.5 billion Namibian dollars, or about $300 million, appraising its Venus discovery in the Orange Basin. Namibia's exploration and production, or the E&P sector, is expected to attract significant investments. Besides oil and gas, there are also green hydrogen developments. Global demand for green hydrogen is expected to increase from about 140 metric tons per annum in 2030 to 660 metric tons per annum in 2050. With its world-class renewable energy sources, Namibia is poised to help meet global demand. They say other countries also have got good solar, they've got good wind, but the big thing we also have got is we've got good land. Besides water, wind, solar, we've got good land, we've got vast land in the country. So the German government has extended a letter of intent to ENERDRAG, supporting Hyphen Hydrogen Energy's green hydrogen project in Namibia. The initiative, valued at about $10 billion, is poised to set a new precedent for strategic foreign undertakings receiving targeted support from Germany, a nation at the forefront of the green hydrogen revolution. Hyphen Hydrogen Energy, a Namibian-based renewable energy firm, has been awarded the preferred bidder status for developing green hydrogen for Namibia. What do these discoveries mean for Namibia? Potentially, it could double our gross domestic product. It could double our output. If you just look at total foreign direct investment flows from oil and gas over the past 3 years, from 2021 to 2023, you could actually see what has happened in terms of flows into the Namibian economy from foreign direct investment. The low levels of exploration benefits at 10% and deteriorating current account balance point to the Dutch disease risk for Namibia. So what do you see, what are the signs for us? And I'll get to the next slide to that, but probably to build up now. You could see that through increasing natural resource exports that can result from currency appreciation. When people start investing in oil and gas and our currency, the Namibia dollar's value is increasing, we talk about currency appreciation. And that can encourage imports and can discourage exports in other sectors as they become less competitive. It could also affect the current account of the balance of payments. In Namibia, we look at our current account of our balance of payments in 2023, and the deficit deteriorated as exploration and appraisal activities intensified. Our current account is worsened to 15% in 2023 from 12% in 2022. So when you see those type of things, you could see the first signs that we need to manage. What is this Dutch disease, or some people are calling it resource curse? It is also known as the paradox of the Pleindien, that refers to the paradox that countries with an abundance of natural resources like oil and gas, like certain minerals, tend to have less economic growth, they tend to have less democracy and worse development outcomes than countries with fewer natural resources. And this is normally caused by uneven growth across sectors due to the discovery of natural resources. So when we get oil and gas, everybody is focusing on oil and gas. We forget the rest of the industries that we have got. A town like Lüderitz is a fishing town. Fishing, processing is what kept this town together. But if we find oil and gas, and if we ignore our fishing industry, we are making a big mistake. So we should never forget what makes Lüderitz what it is currently. So Dutch disease is normally caused by the mismanagement in the natural resources. You get corruption in terms of the allocation thereof. And we are not going to be the first one. And we'll be looking now at countries that have found oil and gas so that we can learn from that. So where did this name Dutch disease originate from? In the 1960s, the Netherlands discovered gas reserves in the North Sea. The non-oil sector became less competitive. Unemployment rose from 1.1% to 5.1%. So the Netherlands is also known as Dutch, as we all know about. So the term was coined by the Economist magazine in 1977 to describe the decline of the manufacturing industry in the Netherlands. What are the symptoms that we as Namibians should look out for, that when we get oil and gas, we don't run into this Dutch disease? If we see structural economic change in a booming sector, it's only oil and gas that's booming. There's a movement from workers. Labor is moving from traditional or manufacturing export sector. Everybody is going into oil and gas. We see decreasing profit for traditional or manufacturing sector. If we see people don't want to work into fishing in Lüderitz anymore, people don't want to work in fish processing anymore. Everyone wants to go to oil and gas. Those are the first signs that we have got a Dutch disease. If we see decreasing traditional or manufacturing exports, so we don't export enough fish as we used to in the past. We see exportation of oil and gas on a large scale. There's increased government revenues through increased inflows in foreign exchange. There's increased income for factors of production and non-traded output. Inflation, food is getting expensive, fuel is getting expensive. The currency is getting stronger, the Namibian dollar is appreciating. There's structural unemployment. We are importing more because we've got so much money we can buy anything basically. Corruption and rent-seeking activities are increasing. In the economy is actually, in terms of growth, is quite depressed, low economic growth.